On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war. These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign.
On March 19, 2003, a year and a half after the attacks of September 11th, the United States military invaded Iraq. Now this was strange because Iraq had nothing to do with the attacks on September 11th, so of course American politicians had to find another reason to give the public for the reason for the invasion, and this reason became weapons of mass destruction.
I think we will find weapons of mass destruction. I think it's important that we do.
He's lying to him when he says he doesn't have weapons of mass destruction.
I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously.
These weapons of mass destruction were actually non-existent. None were ever found in Iraq, and it turns out the intelligence on these WMDs was pretty faulty and absolutely did not warrant the invasion of a nation.
The man charged with finding WMDs released this report, revealing that he'd found nothing.
We did not find stocks of either chemical or biological weapons. Active nuclear weapons program, no. We found no evidence, nor do we judge that there was one.
Since there was no real surface level reasons for the invasion of Iraq, here's a theory of a hidden reason. As American troops step foot on Iraqi sand, what would you expect their first targets to be? A weapons depot, enemy safe houses detected through surveillance, or maybe one of Saddam Hussein's palaces? These would be good guesses, but they'd be wrong. The first place the United States military targeted was a museum. Not just any museum, but a museum right in the heart of Babylon. Babylon is the most famous city from ancient Mesopotamia, whose ruins lie in modern-day Iraq, 59 miles southwest of Baghdad. The name is derived from Bavil or Bavalim, which in Akkadian meant Gate of God or Gate of the Gods. This claim of the military first targeting a Babylonian museum was given to Tom Horn, the creator of Skywatch TV, by a supposed curator from the Babylonian Museum. Now, of course, we can't just go off of one testimony for solid, absolute truth, but we can look at the rest of what happened in Iraq and see that this could very well be the case, including a strange message sent to Hillary Clinton found on the Freedom of Information website talking about the tomb of Gilgamesh and where the Nephilim body is buried. I'll get to that in just a moment, but a few other articles to back up this claim. Fox News in 2015 posted, UNESCO US military did damage to the historic site of Babylon. Within the article it says that Americans handed the site back to the Iraqis 21 months after the March 2003 invasion, pointing out the fact that the US military was controlling sections of ancient Babylon. Or another article here saying US to return Gilgamesh tablet, 17,000 other artifacts taken from Iraq. This article on Al Jazeera says that it's believed the tablet was looted from an Iraqi museum in 1990 and introduced in the United States in 2007, just showing the fact that the United States has a history of stealing artifacts, especially those related to Nephilim bloodlines. Now, there's a video that surfaced in 2013 claiming to record the actual tomb, body, and some artifacts of Gilgamesh. This footage, of course, cannot be verified and very well could be fake, but I figured I would play that footage while I pull up a message that was sent to Hillary Clinton that is absolutely not fake. This message can be found on the US Department of State Freedom of Information Act website. I will leave a link to this in the description below. If you click on the top link, it pulls up a number of messages sent to government officials. Now, I read online that this one was allegedly sent to Hillary Clinton. I guess there's no way to truly know that for sure, but this is absolutely a message that was sent in regards to the body and location of a buried Nephilim. On page 470, 6 messages up from the bottom of the page, we can see that Denitra D. Singar sent a message that reads, requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. This was on December 12, 2018, and the case status for this is closed. So this message at the very least proves that the United States has an interest in locating the body and burial sites of giants and Nephilim, something that, of course, if they were ever questioned about this in public, such as happens with inquiries to the Smithsonian Museum, would say that giants and Nephilim didn't exist. Now, what would be the reason for anybody to locate or cover up the existence of the giants, the offspring of the Nephilim? Well, because there is a high likelihood that they are trying to reincarnate these entities, and when successful, these will be some of the entities that come upon the earth in the last days that cause men's heart to faint from fear of those things coming upon the earth. An obscure end times Bible passage that is rarely mentioned is in Isaiah 13, the burden against Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos saw. In Isaiah 13:3 it says, "I give command and I bring them. Giants are coming to fulfill my wrath, rejoicing at the same time and insulting." Could this be the reason why the CIA is investing in so many DNA editing firms? One such firm, Colossal, who claim on the surface level's main focus is to bring back the woolly mammoth by the year 2027. Just imagine what such DNA editing firms would do if they got the bones of giants, the offspring of Nephilim, and were able to bring them back to life. I covered this more deeply in a recent video that I'll leave linked in the description. We also have claims that giants even still exist, and the military is trying to extract them as well. The Kandahar giant is an alleged 12-foot humanoid that confronted the US forces in the mountainous regions of Kandahar. We know giants existed before the flood, and even after that, there could be a possibility that a very small remnant of giants even still exists today in the earth. Much of this information and these theories have been released by the pioneers in the subject, Gen 6 Productions, LA Marzulli, and Skywatch TV. I recommend looking into those guys more if you're interested in the subject. So what was the real reason for the Iraqi war? Was it to find weapons of mass destruction that we really didn't have solid evidence actually even existed? Or was it to find Nephilim DNA to resurrect the giants that God will use against those who resurrect them to fulfill his wrath, as told to us in the burden against Babylon in Isaiah 13? An interesting topic and an interesting theory at the very least. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and God bless.
About not finding WMD when you had a CIA director who said slam dunk.
No, he said slam dunk that the case, he didn't say slam dunk weapons. His point, just so you know, was that the case was a solid case. In other words, presenting the case would be a solid case to the people.
A solid case that there were WMD.
Right, but the evidence showed that he had WMD. I'm not,
right.
I mean, we're splitting hairs,
right.
but sorry.